American Beards, episode 3. And here at American Beards, we are making America great again. I think one of our slogans is Trump 2016, no more bullshit. How you feel about that? You down?
No, down. I'm down. You guys down?
No more bullshit. Right here, as usual, you're going to get your weekly dose of America. Feel me? Apparently, Phil still has the funk. Well, Uncle Phil, he's hanging on to life by a thread. You get it. This episode might be the episode where I take him out back and we put one in his head.
It's time.
You've had a good life. What are you, like 16, 17 now?
17.
You've had a good run. Let's face it. Where else you can't go any higher than this. You're at the pinnacle of media entertainment right now. Wouldn't you say?
So much exposure, it hurts.
Tons. We must have a good 4 or 5 viewers out there right now. And they would hate to see you go, but, you know, if you're going to keep coughing, I'm going to do you in. And it's for your own good. Ooh. How about it? Dude, I tell you what, let's start off the episode by complaining about cap guns. This is a strip of caps. Like that. There's no way that they were that thin when we were kids. You know, I mean, we had the caps I remember had to be at least 2 or 3 times that thick.
Mm-hmm.
But now, I mean, they don't even freaking. Well, there you go, 3 in a row. The damn gun screwed me. I was trying to prove a point, and the first time it shot 3 times.
It hasn't worked all day.
Yeah, finally starting to work. But made in China, so I would expect nothing less. But let's roll this into some police talk, huh? How about that? I know there's a lot of talk in the news about the police. How about cough twice if you want to talk about the thin blue line?
You caught me between them.
You can't cough now? Boom! Let's talk about the thin blue line. What does that extra cough mean?
That just means it's mandatory that we talk about it.
All right, that's like the exclamation point on the end. I tell you this much right now, I would not want to be, even, you know, if I was a young guy in high school, thinking about going into law enforcement would be the last thing on my mind. I can't think of a profession that catches more shit and has less respect than law enforcement. And that's a job that I wouldn't even... I don't know that there is enough money to make me want to put up with all that trash. You?
Not at all. Not with everything that's going on now, especially. And it seems like it's just gotten progressively worse over the last couple of years.
I mean, it's going downhill, and
Yeah.
you know, cranking up the rhetoric. You got these professional race baiters like, you know, Sharpton and Jesse Jackson and Obama that are, you know, ginning up all this anger toward police, and these are the people that are, you know, trying their best to keep you safe in situations that are freaking ridiculous. I mean, you know, I've never been behind the badge, and neither have you, but, you know, I can't imagine the split-second decision-making and just the absolute shit of humanity that they have to deal with on an everyday basis, you know. And out of the however many millions of cops out there, you know, you have a handful of incidents on videotape, which the videotape is giving you a sliver of the overall, you know, situation. I know that this is something that you've talked to me about quite a bit. This really bothers you a lot, right?
Yeah.
Cough 2 times if it bothers you. Got it.
I think the main thing is the fact that the media only portrays, 70% of the video, or the interaction, because the video starts after whatever has caused the police to be there.
Yeah.
And they're starting to they're starting to almost require an emotional and, as we've seen lately, violent response based off of a snippet of the interaction.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost like that's what you do. It's like, here's the script. It's like video comes out with 0 context. It's just a section in time. Nobody knows what's going on up to that point or after that point. And, it's just, people are waiting for the next video to cause a problem, and then that's, if you're doing that, you're going to be waiting your whole life, because every day there's something different. But I mean, and actually, who's to say that this is an escalating problem? I mean, because now we're in a digital world where everyone has cell phones. I mean, 20 years ago, maybe there was 0 difference in this type of activity. I don't know, but it could very well be that it's just now being videotaped more. Whether that's good or bad, I think a lot of the body cam stuff that we've seen has been beneficial toward the police department, because you're seeing what they actually see from their perspective, and that's probably helped many police officers with, shootings or any type of altercations before. But, I think our point here today is just, before you formulate an opinion on something, just sit back and, put yourself in that officer's shoes. I mean, if somebody reaches in their pocket after you've told them numerous times to put your hands up, and, and you already know that there's a hatred toward the police out there, you're not doing yourself any help, I mean, here's a scenario. I tell you to put your hands up, and I say, Phil, if you put your hands in your pocket, or if you cough one more time, you're gonna get it. All right? Whoa! No hands and no cough. Hands, hands, hands. Cough. Whoa! Hands. Cough. You're not coughing now. See, I put the fear in you, man. We got it taken care of. You're done. No more coughing, dude. We're good. See, that's all that needed to be done.
I just listened to the directions.
You listened to the directions. Beautiful. That's all you needed to do. Oh! I'm sorry. Now I have to tell your mom and dad that you just wouldn't stop coughing. But if we just took that segment of the video of me coming in and whoa, 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 live rounds. I didn't even know it was loaded. People would have formed an opinion that I was in the wrong. Right. When in reality, I told you numerous times to not cough. Because you could have tuberculosis or something and you're spraying it my way, So I got to put a stop to it. And you didn't stop. So you caught a few in the chest. Now have you learned your lesson?
Naturally, yeah.
Naturally, see? So, everyone is cool. Thin blue line. Shut your mouth if you don't like them, basically, Or how about stop committing crime? Wouldn't that be easier?
Seems like that'd be the easier alternative, yeah.
Stop committing crime and stop coughing, and you won't catch any lead.
That's it.
That's it. Moving on. Our next situation, the RNC this week. The convention, which we saw Donald Trump, making America great again. Whether or not you like him or not, he's our guy.
He is our guy.
You know, stop being a little bitch if you lost. And, you know, he wasn't my first pick right out of the gate, and yours either. But, you know, I'll be honest with you, the more that I just love the fact that people hate him. Like, you know, if Democrats and Republicans hate him, he's my guy. Mm-hmm. You know, he's not an insider. He's not a politician. You know, at the complete opposite, you've got Obama and Hillary, who are career corrupt politicians their entire lives. And you got, you know, a businessman on the other side that's saying, you know, this country, if run like a business, would be bankrupt by now. And this isn't how we need to run it, you know?
What, $17 trillion in debt as a country?
That's insane.
It blows my mind. Yeah.
How about 17 trillion with Bush in office? What would have been said right now? Talk about meltdown. Like, they'd be on, you know, going berserk. You know? So
to triple the national debt in 8 years and no one even talks about it, I don't get it.
Crazy. I mean, what this whole big, you know, $1 trillion stimulus package? Like, where the hell is all that money? And can anyone tell me where it went and how it benefited anything? You know, you could have took that $1 trillion and spent it on a wall. You could have built this wall on the southern border, put who knows how many people to work, from, you know, the engineers, the laborers, the concrete, materials, supplies, logistics. I mean, that the chain of you know, money that would have rolled down to is astronomical, and that would have been a direct, you know, benefit. But who knows where that trillion went? You know, and it's just like we're just, you know, when you got the Democrats that have the checkbook, you're gonna have problems. And then it's the Republicans, you know, job to clean up after all this trash. You know? Every election cycle.
Oh yeah.
It never ends.
It never will.
I mean, you got, forget about, well, part of the big, you know, with the RNC talking about this convention, probably one of the highlights, speech-wise, was Rudy Giuliani.
Oh yeah.
You know, that was probably one of my favorite speeches. What you said that you had one that stuck out in your mind.
Same here, yeah. Giuliani and Marcos Luttrell, I mean,
he was a good one.
Just saying, you know, screw the teleprompters. I'm so used to speaking from the heart, I mess it up when I read off the screen. It's like, it doesn't get much more real than that. So.
Yeah, I mean, and then you got the next First Lady of the United States giving a speech, and, you know, they've analyzed this speech top to bottom, and, you know, they're hitting her with all this plagiarism talk, you know, and my first instinct would be, where the hell was all this investigation during the Clinton emails, you know?
Yep.
I mean, a speech is a speech. That doesn't hurt anybody. You've got somebody over here that's committing felonies through this email, and nobody seems to care, but they really care about, you know, the speech. But, you know, there was a lot about the speech that I thought was very similar to Michelle Obama's speech, if not to the word. But, you know, and then you start to look back at others that have had speeches that are, you know, similar, if not plagiarized from somebody else. I mean, they all do it, whether it's right or not. You know, what are you going to do? I don't know. I'm sure she didn't write that speech herself. Mm-hmm. Somebody's ass, I'm sure, is in the sling somewhere.
Yeah.
But I wish that they would pick their battles.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? With the
battles that matter.
Battles that matter. Like the media. Why doesn't the media pick the battle. Like, that Clinton email thing is, from a media's perspective, that's pretty juicy.
You would think so.
You think?
It was until, attacks on police officers and foreign terrorist acts, let them push it off, sweep it under the rug.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it's, the media is so in on the left that, and they always complain, oh, Fox News, Fox. Well, all right, so one media outlet, maybe lean to the right, with everything else, is with the communist left. So, yeah, so what if Fox News is on the right? Thank God. They are. Because if they weren't, I wouldn't know what the hell's going on.
You have to watch BBC to find out what's going on here.
Yeah, really. No kidding. Now you got the DNC coming up. What's your thoughts on this whole Bernie Sanders, Debbie Wasserman Schultz situation? Debbie Wasserman Schultz. That idiot.
I don't really think it's a surprise to anyone, except maybe Bernie Sanders.
The Democrats are breaking the law.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
this is earth-shattering.
They're being shady and shifty and trying to screw over their own party. Go figure.
Right.
I don't think that's really a shock to any, Clinton supporter. Maybe all the Bernie fans, but
a communist will do anything to get an advantage and win. I mean, there's no loyalty, there's no nothing. And when you're dealing with the communist left, I mean, if you're in the way of their agenda, you're going to get run over. And Bernie Sanders was in the way. A lot of people liked what he said. And there were some things that he said that, he brought up some points, that weren't that far off. He's a nut job, but there's a couple things he said that you could say to somebody that was a Bernie supporter, well, that's, if you're feeling that way, that's might be something you might want to look into to Trump, or, I don't see any Bernie supporter voting for Hillary at this point. I mean, not a one could, in good conscience. If they are, then they're just a lockstep, commie like all the rest of the Democrats and the left are,
If they truly believed in what Sanders was preaching, there's no way that they can vote for Hillary. There's no way. They'll either not vote, they'll vote third party, or they'll end up voting for Trump.
Yeah.
I mean, either that, or they'll just ride the wagon and, vote with the Clintons just because, well, how can I vote for Trump if I was a Bernie supporter? Well, you should probably look into everything that the Clintons stand for and stand behind, because if you're just voting based on the name, both based on party affiliation, whatever, you're more than part of the problem.
And Bernie Sanders said in the beginning, and he was right, that the system is rigged, and come to find out, the guy was right. I mean, and like you say, big surprise, but I mean, Debbie Wasserman Schultz is the most dishonest piece of trash you'll ever find in any political party, and I mean, that sums up the entire Democratic Party with her as the leader. That's all you need to know.
I floating around Facebook, and yeah, it's just a Facebook post, but I feel like it's important because if Clinton wins, it is 100% entirely based on voter fraud.
Absolutely.
Quick, simple test to do. Go to the Donald Trump Facebook page. See how many of your friends like the Trump Facebook page. On the reverse of that, go to the Clinton page. And see how many of your friends like the Clinton page. I don't care who you are, the majority is going to be on the Trump page.
Landslide.
Yeah. I mean,
landslide. If Hillary wins, you know, barring some insane event on the Trump side that just, you know, throws him on the ground, but it would be voter fraud without a doubt. You know, and then the question is what is America going to put up with? Like, we put up with a lot, and people get angry and people like complain, but then they go to work on Monday. You know what I mean? Like, when is enough enough? Like, what is the popping off point where, you know, shit goes down? I'm asking you because I'm ready to go. You brought the real deal. I'm ready.
It's just close, man.
It's gotta be. Like, I mean, around here, there's a lot of people that you talk to every day that, I'm sure it is across the country, that feel the same way, that everybody's asking everybody else, like, you know, when's enough enough, you know? Everybody wonders. How many times can you just keep pushing the American people, you know? We've been so used to being pushed around and, you know, having our rights screwed with constantly that, you know, we've become soft, probably. You know, and maybe it's this, you know, guys like us, guys out there that are sounding off all these different groups that are, you know, you instantly become like labeled, you know, a nut, but you're not really doing anything crazy, but, you know, standing up to this oppression that the government's forcing on us, you know?
I think the right word would be compliant. Americans have become compliant. in every aspect and role of life.
Yeah, just whatever.
Yeah.
And when they feel that their vote doesn't count or they can't make a difference, that's where the Democrats want you. You know, that's perfect, because now they got you exactly where they want you, and they can control, you know, your life from here on out. But on the conservative/libertarian side, because I'd like to incorporate libertarians, conservatives all in the same tent, you know, it don't fly with any of us, you know. So, you know, that's why we do these videos, and, you know, we try to have fun shooting stuff up, and, you know, you know, we get on the internet and cough at everybody and, you know, drink some beers and stuff. But, you know, our goal was always in the beginning just to get people talking and get people, you know, conversing with one another. And I tell you what, something that has come of this is the fact that, I know I've told you this, that there are a ton of people that contact me, whether it's almost every time I go in the grocery store, one person will say, hey, you're the guy that is shooting stuff on the internet or something. Like, I get to ask that constantly, which means that the videos are starting to float around, you know, and, you know, maybe people are starting to feel like I'm not alone. And that's important, you know. People aren't alone.
I agree. Yeah, we might be in a small town, but I think the reach is becoming much larger than what we think. And you know, we've heard it, you know, just in comments and emails and seeing the views, you know. It's starting to get, you know, recognition. And I think it's important. We've said it every single video we've done. I think it's important. You know, we like to mess around, we like to have fun, shoot guns, spout off, whatever. But what we're talking about is relevant, and it's important, especially with the election year and the election cycle coming up. I mean, if not, you know, a couple random guys with beards on the internet talking about it, who's talking about it? You know,
Yeah.
your friends aren't going to your friend's house and having a meeting and discussing politics. I can guarantee it. So.
And what you see on the news, you can't trust. As far as, you know, that's the way that average everyday people feel. You know, we're just spouting off on what regular, you know, hardworking Joe Blow, you know, American people are feeling from day to day.
Right.
And the more I talk to people about it, you'd think that this country was full of liberal trash, and there's a lot of it. But there's some hardworking Americans out there that, you know, it's hang in there, man, because even though this liberal filth is outbreeding the hell out of us, you know, there's still some hardworking Americans out there. I mean, there has to be, because we got to be able to support all these assholes, you know.
We got to be able to, you know, make America great again. You're not going to do that by collecting welfare and, you know, eating potato chips all day long.
Somebody's got to do the work. And that's what the American conservative taxpayer does, is do the work so that the other 50% can play Xbox and Pokemon Go and all that other fucking stupid shit. Thank God neither one of us plays that Pokemon Go, because...
You can speak for yourself on that.
You play?
I play. After I put in my, you know, 8.5, 9 hours a day at work, yeah.
Folks, join us next time when it's just Thundercat coming to you live from the bunker. And Uncle Phil is taking a little bit of a break, permanently. I'll let you slide on this because obviously you have tuberculosis and you don't have much time to go.
It gets me through the afternoons.
You need to take a good look at yourself when you're playing that kind of shit.
I do.
All right.
I do.
And are you ashamed?
No.
You should be. You should
You know,
be deeply ashamed.
I'm making America great again, one catch at a time. And I just want to be the greatest that there ever was. So.
Well, I'll give you that. If you're going to do something, be the best at it. You know, whether it's playing a game for 6-year-old kids or, you know, being in the military, whatever it is, be the best.
Yeah.
Good luck. I'm serious, man.
And I won't see you
to
next week.
No, I have no room for people like you. You sicken me. I mean, you come in here with your cough and your American Wolf shirt and your unkept beard.
Unkept?
Yeah.
I spend more time on this than my wife does her hair.
Really?
Yeah.
It's looking a little scraggly. Here. Let's see. Let me help you. Let's just get the ends, all right? Just, yeah. Okay. Hold easy, easy. Shh. No coughing.
What? I'm not too...
It's good!
I don't know that I'm comfortable with what just happened.
It looks good. I'll be honest, put that hat back on because that does not look good.
Well, if it wasn't 100 degrees in the bunker...
Hey, we've got some AC kicking here.
It's kicking.
You know, a little bit. If we turn it up too high, then it's hard to hear the audio.
You get feedback in the video. So we sweat through these videos so that you guys can not hear the buzz in the background.
We do this for you. We're sacrificed for you. Which just means we need to drink a little bit more beer.
Yeah.
You know, that's not the worst thing in the world.
No.
So should we continue? Enough with the shenanigans. I mean, you know, this is ridiculous. Tighten up, Phil. You need to act a little more professional. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
Where are we at here? We're talking about the DNC. How about, tell me about the Clintons
pandering to the illegal votes that they're trying to get here?
And their pick of who our vice president
Yeah.
is. Let her rip.
I've never even heard Tim Kaine's name until this week, but I'll tell you what, Tim Kaine.
Tell him, Phil.
You know, This is the United States of America, and if you're going to address the United States of America in a foreign language, go figure you're on the liberal campaign train.
Get the hell out!
I just, you know, and this is verbatim. Welcome all to our country because we're all Americans here. In Spanish, he said this on national television.
Come on over that freaking porous border. Bring us your sick, you're filthy, you're uneducated. Come on in. Count to 10. Your blood pressure's up, man. I can tell. You're starting to sweat.
I think the main thing that kills me about that, and I have nothing against Hispanic people. Don't get me wrong.
I tell you what. Cough if you don't like Hispanic people.
Because legal immigration is a difficult thing. It's a difficult thing.
Hater! You racist bastard.
So, it's a little bit of a slap in the face to legal immigrants. You know, and not all immigrants are from Mexico. We know that. We're not idiots. We're not racist. The majority are. And to pander to an illegal voting crowd, I just don't understand how these people can stand behind it and support it.
Ask yourself this: if he's pandering to an illegal crowd, which technically shouldn't be able to vote, what does that say about the upcoming election?
It's rigged. It doesn't matter if you're a citizen or not. Apparently in Texas, they don't want to make you show a government ID to vote. I don't know if it's because they're afraid of offending people, but coming from Texas, it's a little weird to me. It's a little weird to me.
So yeah, I mean, think about that. You don't have to prove that you're a citizen of the country to vote. That would be like us going to Germany and voting. Like, that is the essence of liberal logic. The level of stupidity is so high that guys like me and you can't comprehend because we don't think that way. You know, we think about rule of law and we think about, you know, everything is 1 + 1 = 2. You don't have to show an ID to vote. Like, I have to show an ID to buy spray paint at Walmart, you know, or beer, or cigarettes if that's what you're into, or dip. You're not into dip, are you?
You'd think I would smoke 15 packs of cigarettes a day.
You obviously have lung cancer.
Years.
See, he smoked years and years ago, and this is what happened, kids.
This is what happened, kids.
This is why you shouldn't smoke.
That's why you should vape.
You've been waiting to use that one.
I have.
Why you should vape. Hey, you want to roll into that? You want to get on the legalizing marijuana train?
Yeah.
When are we going to stop wasting this amount of money on something as stupid as weed?
It's a plant. It's a plant.
Did I lose an army man?
Man
down. Man down. Give him CPR.
He's good. He's good.
You don't know that.
We are flying through this. We're almost 40 minutes in, man.
40.
I didn't set my timer on my phone, so we're just going.
I'm barely getting warmed up.
We're going with it. Yeah.
Ride this one out, man. Because we should do a whole episode. Let's do an episode on legalizing weed. We won't even get into it right now because that'd take too much time. But I'll tell you right now, I'm sick and tired of paying for people to be in jail, to me, if you can legally buy beer and get drunk, why can't you freaking buy weed? Like,
because the government. Don't get me started.
You just sit there and cough and calm yourself down.
The amount of cures that hemp oil, weed, whatever, would bring and hurt the pharmaceutical industry. That's why weed's not legal.
I saw something. I saw something to build on what you just said on Facebook, and I've never seen facts on Facebook be incorrect. So this has got to be real. I base everything I know off of facts on Facebook, and one of an article I read on there talked about the in Colorado, the prescriptions written for anti-anxiety pills and depression pills and a few of the other pills in that family are dramatically dropped. I don't know if that's correct or not, but I can see where that would be the case, you know. So why wouldn't you? That right there tells you the lobby for, you know, that prescription drugs of that classification of drugs is got to be pretty strong.
Oh yeah.
You know.
And the pharmaceutical industry and I'll just list the government as a whole, you know, let alone the party, you know, party connoisseurs who have their hands in the pharmaceutical company pockets. It's not a one party thing. It's both. Believe it or not, you'd think, you know, liberal, hippie, whatever, would be all for it, but not when pharmaceutical companies are writing, you know, six-figure checks to presidential candidates. And debate me on that. I dare you. If you don't believe it's happening, I have a feeling we're going to have some viewers who might be a little thrown off by the fact that both of us are pro marijuana legalization. I'll tell you what. Ask 5 of your friends how many of them have smoked weed. I would bet you at least 3 or 4 out of the 5 have. And they didn't get addicted to it. They either still smoke to this day, or they quit whenever they wanted to. They never killed anyone on marijuana. You know, I think when we do this episode, I think, you know, we're going to bring you real stats on the numbers of DUIs and drunk drivers and vehicular homicide based on alcohol, and deaths, suicides, and murders tied into antidepressants and anti-anxiety prescription pills. We'll have to hop onto a different subject because I'll keep going, man. We were going to talk about concealed carry.
And yeah, I mean let's
no segue there. Let's just talk from marijuana to pills to alcoholism, homicide, concealed carry.
Right. Yeah, we gotta get off the whole weed thing because we'll go non-stop on that.
That'll be such an easy episode to kill an hour with, because there is so much BS surrounding all that.
And you're right though. I'm sure a lot of people out there are probably shocked to know that both of us, you know, would. I mean, I can't wait to legalize it, and that's coming from somebody that doesn't smoke weed.
Yeah, I
just
smoked in high school, but I haven't smoked.
Yeah, it doesn't interest me in the bit, but anybody that wants to do it, let her rip, man. I mean, that's the libertarian in me coming out. You know, if you want to grow the thing in your backyard, who am I to say? You know, I can't tell you to not go to the bar and drink, so who am I to say for you not to? Like I said,
I'm telling you, man, that'll be an easy hour. It'll be an easy hour.
Well, I know one of the things that we wanted to talk about today was concealed carry, because things are getting absolutely ridiculous out there. And really the biggest thing on concealed carry is just from you as a citizen taking control of your own personal security. Because you know, that the cops cannot follow you around all day and protect you. There's got to be a point where you take it upon yourself to protect yourself.
Absolutely.
You
And for me, it's not even necessarily about me. You know, it's about my family. It's about my wife. You know, if I'm out with my parents somewhere, brother, it doesn't matter. It's not necessarily about me. It could be about complete strangers. You know, carrying in a grocery store, some guy walks in, you got 75 people standing at cash register, checkout lanes. One guy walks in with a rifle. Who's going to stop him? Someone's going to run to call 911, or someone is going to eliminate the threat. And that's the only two options you have. You either get slaughtered, you get down on your knees and beg for your life, or you run and call 911, or you protect yourself. That's it. You don't have another option. Thankfully, the liberals haven't had their way yet, and the Second Amendment is still a thing, and that's why we hang these flags behind us, especially that one. No more BS, you know. That's our slogan now, too. I mean,
yeah. No more bullshit.
You know, we try not to just be regimented and read off a paper because I think that's boring. But I did write some stats down.
Hit him with some stats, Uncle Phil.
Over Obama's presidency, in the last 7.5, 8 years, concealed carry permit holders, legal gun owners, legal concealed weapon owners, the nationwide number has risen from a little over 4 million to over 13 million people.
So what does that tell you?
What that says to us is people don't feel safe. The government's not protecting you. At the very most, the government has, you know, goes back to, you know, our open borders. The government has made this country the most unsafe in my lifetime, I think, than I have probably ever seen it or ever felt. You know, 15 years ago, you know, before Bush, it doesn't even matter, you know, I don't think, if you asked the majority of Americans, if you asked them if they felt safe in their own home, their own backyard, going to work, going to big events, concerts, movies, if you asked them if they felt safe to do that without carrying a weapon, I bet they would, resounding number of them would say, yeah.
You wouldn't even think about it.
You wouldn't even think to ask them about it.
Yeah.
Because there wasn't a terror attack every single day of the week. But now, you know,
it's the norm.
It's the norm every single day. We're in Florida. Anyone that's watching that doesn't know who we are, we're in South Florida. The number, based on population and square mileage, the number of concealed permit holders in Florida is higher than Texas. Just let your brain rattle that one right for a while.
Florida.
Yeah, go Florida.
Well done.
There's over 1.5 million concealed carriers in Florida. To me, that's outstanding because that makes me feel safe going places.
That's law-abiding citizens that are amongst you in case shit hits the fan.
You know,
and you never know when it's going to.
You never know.
That's why in our little town, there's been a lot of incidents lately. Actually, you had an incident a street away from your house.
Yeah.
Remember?
Block away, 4 or 5 armed African American guys. You know, little quiet neighborhood. You know, a street away from me, walked up to some people in their front yard and demanded that they give them money and jewelry.
One street away.
One street behind me. Yeah. I'll tell you what.
Doesn't get closer than that.
I can guarantee you, those homeowners aren't carriers, and they don't have weapons because there would have been 4 or 5. The article was not exact. It was at least 4, if not 5 people. One of them might have stayed in the vehicle. I'd have 5 dead guys in my yard. If and there'd be zero hesitation. You know, whether they get some rounds off of me or not, I'm going to hit all of them.
You'd have Al Sharpton up your ass if he did that.
I wish. I wish that guy would show up.
So what you're telling me is you wish Al Sharpton was up your ass?
I wish he would show up in Vero Beach is what I wish he would do.
Okay. I just wanted to be... you got real excited there for a second, and I thought, wow.
Just, talk about race baiters gets me fired up.
He makes a living off of race baiting. That's his job. Not only does he not pay taxes, which, again, typical Democrat, doesn't have a single freaking thing done to him, but, let's have me not pay taxes and see what happens,
Have you read the, there was a thing going around.
I have not read.
I forget if it was after the Orlando attack or if it was before the Orlando attack. There was something going around about concealed carriers. It was almost like a concealed carrier's credo.
I haven't read. I refuse to read.
They can
Are there
tell.
pictures?
They can tell. No, but I'll read it to you if
read
I
it
can
to
find
me.
it. Keep talking now. That way it's not awkward while I
read
stare
it,
at my phone.
If you read it to me, do it without coughing and do it in a very low James Earl Jones voice. I want to hear Darth Vader read to me.
I just think this is important.
If you think it's important, Phil, I think it's important.
Since we're talking about concealed carry, this came out June 14th, so it was recent. It's somebody wrote it. I'm sure, feeling led to write this, whatever the situation was. It says, I stand behind you in line at the store with a smile on my face and a gun under my shirt, and you are none the wiser. Yet you are safer for having me next to you. I won't shoot you. My gun won't pull its own trigger. It is securely holstered with the trigger covered. It can't just go off. However, rest assured that if a lunatic walks into the grocery store and pulls out a rifle, I will draw my pistol and protect myself and my family, and therefore protect you and your family. I may get shot before I can pull the trigger, but I won't die in a helpless, blubbering heap on the floor begging for my life or my child's life. No. If I die, I will be in a pile of spent shell casings. I won't be that victim. I choose not to be. As for you, I don't ask you to carry a gun. If you're not comfortable, then please don't. But I would like to keep my right to choose to not be a helpless victim. There is evil in the world, and if evil has a gun, I want one too. And that's it.
Enough said.
I don't think that there needs to be any more explanation behind why someone chooses to conceal carry, or why there's such backlash when the government starts talking about limiting magazine quantity or capacity. How fast a gun can fire, what you can and can't carry. That's not up to them.
So I can't have a 30-round mag, but I can carry like
I
two
can carry
7-round,
right?
4 7-round, 8, whatever, 6 plus 1. That's again a lot of this shit pisses you off because you're a sane individual that is a logical thinker, and you're dealing with Democrats and liberals who are idiots. And so, obviously, none of their policies make sense.
That's not to discredit the liberal gun owners, because I know there are. My wife works with a few. There are liberal gun owners. It hurts to call you liberals because I would assume you're more libertarian than liberal if you are a gun owner and you practice your Second Amendment right to carry on you.
We hate to call a lot of people liberals.
That is a
filthy term.
It's a filthy
filthy term.
I feel like I need to put bleeps
bleach my mouth.
Bleeps over us in the video when we say
it blurs our mouth
just
out.
for the kids who watch.
Kids, earmuffs. Liberal.
But yeah, it's a shame that the government wants to discredit and disarm law-abiding citizens, because no law that they can pass, no amendment to laws that already exist that they can pass, are going to hurt criminals. They're not going to hinder criminals from getting guns and
Only
ammunition.
law-abiding citizens.
And if you're watching and you always wondered why there's such an uproar about it, That's why.
Now,
It's not a hard
every
concept to
time,
understand.
you know, and they love to bring up, you know, we need to do background checks. Every time I buy a gun, they do a background check on me, and I can't buy the gun unless I have a concealed carry. Then you're allowed to buy. If you don't have a concealed carry, you gotta wait days to get the gun for the cooling off period. You know, for just in case you're all gonna go into a gun shop and be like, what's the gun that'll
Kill
shoot
the
enough
most people.
people? What do you got in here that'll draw blood?
Yeah.
But it's all these stupid liberal policies are only designed to hurt the law-abiding citizen. I mean, I don't know a gang in the history of gangs that has probably sat around and been like, hey, how many rounds are in that magazine? Well, what? No, you can't use those. Those are illegal. Put that shit back. We don't want to get in trouble. We're going to rob this bank with legal mags.
Exactly.
That's
how
what
dumb
liberals
it is.
think.
That's how dumb it is. That and the soon-to-be ban on box trucks and semi-trucks from,
Yeah, from that mass assault truck.
It hurts my head to talk about it.
You gotta learn more stress relieving, like maybe running, or you work out, don't you? Obviously no.
No.
It's pretty obvious the answer is no. Well, maybe that you should start. That'll help your tuberculosis probably, and your lung capacity from the years of smoking weed. Vaping didn't work.
No, I thought vaping would help, but
damn it,
didn't.
But yeah, man, you get so amped up. I can tell because of your Facebook posts. They escalate as the evening progresses.
Oh yeah.
And by about 1 or 2 in the morning, when I see your posts, I'm like, whoop. He's ready to march down the street.
We've jumped all over the place, but
this has been an episode of many directions.
That's all right. I meant to mention this earlier when we were talking about the RNC, the Republican convention. Did you touch on the Maloney and Trump?
Yeah, we talked about it.
A little bit
About how they spent more time worrying about her than her
just diving headfirst into worrying about if a phrase was similar in a 1,000+ word speech as Michelle Obama's. You know what? That shows you where the caliber of thinking on the liberal side of things, and the liberal media, because it was the media who blew it out of proportion. Because you got some douchebag reporter who doesn't have a day job and he freelances newspaper articles, and he's like, well, I'm going to look at every single word of her speech and I'm going to see if that matches up to anything. And he copy and pasted what she said and put it in Google, and Michelle Obama came up because a few words were the same. You know what? Screw that guy, and screw the time that he spent fitting the words together. It's
exactly, man.
It's just
fuck him.
You spend more time dealing with your candidate than worrying about a speech that doesn't affect anything you do on a daily basis.
Oh. God! Fuck this shit! Seriously, dude. Liberal trash out there is worried about a speech, and we got a guy that's trying to be president that's trying to make,
trying to make America great again.
Yeah.
That's what these hats are for.
Fucking A right.
Can't be great again without these hats.
Damn right. I mean, I feel great wearing this hat.
We look great wearing these hats.
Yeah, I jacked my haircut up this week, so I need to wear this hat. And obviously, you should wear that hat. With maybe some sort of veil in front. Oh man, what an episode. Oh God. Good times.
I'm sure they're tired of listening to us ramble by this point.
Good times. Whew. I tell you what, we've solved a lot of problems.
We have solved a lot of problems.
I feel good about it.
And I can't wait until next weekend. Because you guys, you have no idea what is in store.
Let's just say next weekend, it'll be the best, the best video we've ever done. We got a little something special planned next weekend, and it's gonna be insane. It's gonna be crazy. Lots of laughs. But a shout out to everybody out there. If you want to make a video and send it into American Beards on Facebook, email us, however you want to send it to us. Tag us in it. Get the video into us. Let us know, how you have fun on the weekends and how you rattle off some rounds, and show us some videos of you just doing some American shit. And
we might make a whole segment about it.
Who knows, man? A lot of you guys have been messaging us, sending us. I mean, we're getting tons of email. Keep it coming. It's had some negative, but all right, mostly negative. Mostly negative. We had one positive, and Mom, thank you for writing that one, because I appreciate it.
Yeah, makes us feel good.
Yeah, so we got one fan out there. But seriously, guys, man, post your videos. We are working currently still on shirts and koozies.
Because now this is warm because the koozies aren't in yet. So.
Yeah, and somebody here doesn't know how to drink a beer quick enough. Just saying, dude, that's part of your coughing problem. We're also looking into some patches to get you guys out there, because we've had a lot of biker clubs contact us wanting patches. So we're getting those ready, and we'll have those in the store soon, so you guys can sport some American Beard patches. And guys, send us those videos. Let's see what you got. Next weekend, definitely tune in. We've got a Facebook live video that we're going to put together this week that should be pretty good. And as always, we appreciate you guys hanging with us and watching. So, from Thundercat and Uncle Phil, let's make America great again, guys. And we'll see you next weekend. Let's do it. Help her down. There you go. There you go. Here we go. Give them some America. Woo! Son. Made a walk. We'll give this little liberal carpool a tune-up.